This videotape has been updated to show instructions for assembling the new T601 stand. However, the knitting instruction portion of the tape still shows the old stand model. Some differences may be seen between your stand and the stand shown later in the video. To begin, get a sturdy table and a pair of scissors. Cover the table with a protective pad. It is also good to have the help of a second person when assembling the stand and machine. Open the flat box by cutting the straps. Remove all the contents of the box. Set the parts and instructions on the table. Replace all packing materials and set the box aside. On the table should be 2 side stand supports, a lower back support, an upper back support, 1 tray, and 2 Electra mount supports in a tool and screw package. As shown in box 1 of the instructions, lean the right side stand support R facing in against a table or similar support approximately 60 centimeters high and 85 centimeters long. Take the upper back support and lay it onto the support with the smooth side facing in and the 2 screw holes facing up. Use 2 socket screws and washers and attach the upper back support to the right side stand support with the supplied tool. Do not tighten yet. Lean the left side stand support against the upper back support, L facing in. Attach it with 2 socket screws and washers. Now tighten all 4 screws. As shown in box 2 of the instructions, take the lower back support, smooth side out, and fasten it to the side stand supports. Use a socket screw and washer from the outside and a spring washer and hexagon nut from the inside. It is easiest to rest the lower back support onto a support approximately 28 centimeters high. As shown in box 3 of the instructions, mount the 2 Electra motor supports with the special screws. Also shown in box 3 of the instructions is how to fasten the tray. Align the holes of the tray with the openings on the right side stand support. Use the Phillips head screws with washers. Box 4 of the instructions shows how to use casters on the stand. If your stand has casters, retract them now by lifting up on one side of the stand and pushing the small catch on the outside of the side stand supports. The catch releases and the casters move inside. For those who have an adapter system to attach the computer console and mast holder to the upper stand, open the small adapter system box. Take out the instructions and parts and place on the table. Set the box aside. Loosen the inside head screw on both holders till the metal plate is loose using the tool. Turn the metal plate so it can slide inside the top back support. Then turn the metal plate vertical. Adjust the distance and tighten the screw as shown in box 1 of the instructions. The mast holder should be 25 centimeters from its outside edge to the end of the right opening of the upper back support. The console holder should be positioned 25 centimeters from its inside to the end of the left opening of the upper back support. This is shown in box 2 of the instructions. When the support is positioned correctly, completely tighten the screws. Cut the straps on the large box. Remove the cardboard cover, styrofoam sections, protective paper, and cardboard inserts at the edge of the box. The front of the bed has 2 arrows on the lower left edge. Carefully take the needle beds out of the box. As shown in box 5 of the instructions, place the machine onto the stand. The 2 white angles on top of each stand support should be between the 2 needle beds. Also, on the left is a screw on the knitting machine that matches the hole on top of the left side stand support. Fasten the needle beds with the 2 C-clamps between the 2 white angles of the side stand supports. The C-clamp with the white yarn clip is placed on the right. Take the small plastic bag out of the styrofoam and remove the brush. Use this brush to dust off any styrofoam or other particles that may have gotten on the parts during shipping. Remove the oil tube from the styrofoam and pierce the end. Never use any other oil on the Passap but the Bellador oil supplied by Passap dealers. Make sure the brush is free of dust. Don't put oil directly onto any parts. Instead, place 2 or 3 drops of oil on the brush. The front and back beds each have 3 horizontal metal strips which run the length of the bed. Brush the oil inside the center metal strips, called guide rails, of back and front beds. This will help the lock move across the beds more easily. Put a few more oil drops on the brush and oil only the bottom groove of the top rails. Add 2 or 3 drops of oil to the brush. Oil the feet of the needles that stick out next to both center guide rails. Oil the bottom guide rail on the front bed. And oil the metal comb on the bottom of the back bed. Take out the folded assembly sheet from the manual. Look at the diagram for oiling the locks. The locks are still in the styrofoam with their underside exposed. The back lock is the one with the brushes on the upper edge. Follow the needle path shown on the diagram with the oiled brush. Take the back lock out of the styrofoam. Hold the lock with the brushes facing front. Fit the white runners of the back lock into the guide rails of the back bed starting from the left. Slide the lock to the right of the needle bed. Take the front lock out of the styrofoam. Remove the plastic bag and oil as done with the back lock. Hold the front lock by the handle with the left end tilted slightly down. Insert the black runner above the center guide rail, with the white angled runner below the guide rail. As soon as it is inserted, tilt the front lock up and slide the white runner into the upper rail. Before sliding the front lock to the right, place the cable on top of the lock. Push the connecting bolt upward until it clicks into place, so that both locks are connected. Next, remove the racking handle. Turn the white cam on the racking handle to face the same direction as the handle. Under the needle beds at the left are 2 support holders for the racking handle. Insert the racking handle with handle and cam up into these two support holders. Snap the handle into the socket. If the racking handle is assembled correctly, the handle turns either direction, moving the back bed and racking indicator. The racking indicator is the small metal arrow at the bottom left of the front bed. It moves either to the left or right. The scale with numbers located on the top left end of the front bed is the other racking indicator. The right black arrow opposite the numbers is part of the indicator also, and is normally opposite the 0. Take the mast out of the styrofoam. The mast has a hole at one end and a hole and slot at the other end. Insert the end with only the hole into the front slot of the mast holder. Carefully take the tension arm with 2 cables attached out of the styrofoam. Insert the white coupling surrounding the straight cable into the mast so the spiral cable is facing forward. The white plastic joint under the tension arm slides over the top of the mast. The tension arm should point to the front. Remove the tension wires from the styrofoam. Slide the white plastic coupling into the back of the tension arm. The wires should be pointing to the front. Remove the triangular clamp with the 2 eyelets from the styrofoam. Fit the triangular clamp onto the mast, with the eyelets tilted upward and the teeth pointing up. Slide the clamp onto the mast above the upper notches. Make sure that the cable is secured in the center. Push the clamp down until it rests on the notches. Take the V-shaped bracket for the cups out of the styrofoam and fit it onto the mast above the lower notches with the closed side facing up. Slide the bracket down until it rests on the notches. Slide the yarn cups onto the bracket. Fit the connecting piece of the spiral cable to the support on the left-hand side of the back lock. Slide until it clicks into place. Plug the connecting cable from the front lock into the connecting piece of the back lock. Make sure that the notch on the cable faces up to match with the groove on the back lock. To assemble a 4-color changer, use the instructions supplied, or the dealer may help with its assembly and use. A 2-color changer is used on this video. Take the 2-color changer out of the styrofoam. At the far right, under the back needle bed, there are 2 wing nuts. Loosen these without removing them. Slide the color changer between the machine and the 2 wing nuts, fitting the screws into the slits of the color changer base. Tighten wing nuts firmly. Take both feeding eyelets out of the styrofoam. The narrow bottom of the feeding eyelet has a metal cap. Above the metal cap are 2 rings. Insert the feeding eyelet into the color changer holder with the 2 rings between the 2 spring clips. Press this holder down. Repeat this process with the other feeding eyelet and holder. Take the computer control console out of the styrofoam. Remove the detachable support bracket by pulling out the spring-loaded pins on both sides. Line up the holes in the arm of the console holder with the metal pins of the computer console and insert the pins into the hole of the arm by letting go of the spring-loaded pins. Lay the computer console against the arm. Take the cable that runs down inside the back of the tension arm and secure it away in the slots of the mast holder, down the back and up on the lower left side. Lay the cable inside the upper stand support and behind the adapter system arm. Insert the plug of the cable into the socket on the top left of the computer console. Make sure that the cable goes to the back of the computer console. After the cable is plugged in, work it down the left groove of the arm and lay it along the marks. Push it into the arm holder as done with the mast holder. Do the same with the power cable along the other side. Take all remaining accessories out of the styrofoam and place these on the tray of the stand. Place the styrofoam sections and other packing material back into the machine box and put them away. It's a good idea to keep the box in case there is ever a need for transporting the machine. The machine is now fully assembled.